Hi, everybody. Dick Vitale. Hey, a couple of interesting basketball games tonight. Really, Butler at Providence. Butler right now playing brilliant basketball. They're 14-1. I mean, 14-1. Only have two guys scored in double figures. Baldwin certainly a star for them. He's not shooting the ball as well thus far, but he's really a guy that can put points on the board. The last two games, he's got like about 40 points, so that's 20 a game. Very dangerous player. But they do it with great defense. They only give up about 54, 55 points per game. That's been one of their strong suits. Coach Jordan has done an amazing job. He's a former outstanding player there at Butler. He's a guy that really has been on the staff, and he's one of them tree. Think about the tree they have of coaches over the years. Started with certainly Coach Collier, who recruited Jordan when he played there at Butler, and then you think about all the greats they've had over the years. I mean, the guy by here, Brad Stevens, was pretty good, wasn't he? I mean, he's done fairly well. Now the Celtics leader. You think about Chris Holtman and Todd Licklider, and you think about over the years, just outstanding coaches, Dan Mata as well. So again, Butler, a great program on the road tonight, playing against Providence, who's been playing really well lately. I mean, they've been doing a heck of a job. So again, that will not be Cupcake City, and that's just life in the Big East. Big East is from top to bottom as tough as can be. I mean, it's unbelievable. You look at St. John's, they go out and beat in Arizona. They beat quality teams. You have to come in conference play. It's been a struggle thus far. Blown out by Georgetown. Georgetown at home was certainly the better team on that given day. It doesn't mean that St. John's can't bounce back. I mean, you look at Creighton, they rout Marquette. The Marquette comes back and does well. And the same thing, Villanova lose a game, then go to Creighton, beat Creighton. I think you get the picture. I mean, Seton Hall to me looks like the team that has a legit chance to be a contender for a Final Four this year. Kevin Willard's got one heck of a club led by a star, and certainly Miles Powell. I think Miles Powell will be right up in the hunt there for Player of the Year. Speaking about that, so that's a big game. Then you go to the Big Ten. Well, the Big Ten now, all of a sudden, Cassius Winston's been on fire the last two games. You have 59 in the last two games, and showing why many people, including yours truly, had him rated so high preseason. Then he had the unfortunate tragedy, lost his brother, and emotionally not aware on anybody. He is playing really great right now, and that's certainly a key for Tom Izzo's club. And you get play out of him like that, they're going to be special. Then you take a look right now at Maryland. Maryland's on the road tonight, played against the Iowa Hawkeyes up in Iowa City. That's never Cupcake City. Fran McCaffrey's kids will come out and challenge big time. Luke Garza's having a heck of a year for Iowa. So again, when you look at Maryland, I love their guard. Anthony Cowan is so special, really special. He has a chance to be a real big-time player in the hunt, also possibly a Player of the Year. I mean, he's that kind of player, and he's really playing well. Played well against Ohio State in their recent game with that big win. So you're getting a picture in college basketball. For me, personally, it's been a wild weekend already to start for me. I was scheduled to do the game between Auburn and Georgia. Looking forward to it, talk to the coaches, prepare it, and then all of a sudden the bad weather has made it impossible for me to get there. To move the game from 6 to 11 in the morning, and the game's going to be on ESPN News. So all of a sudden I have an engagement. I'm going to a corporate event to speak at down in Orlando, and then since I'm here, I'm going to do a game South Florida against Memphis. Get to see Memphis. They're great diaper dandies. They're athletes. Got beat recently by Wichita State. You talk about Wichita State, Rick Marshall, I'm telling you something. They're a balanced team, and they defend. And the conference, I just got off the phone with Brian Gregory of South Florida in terms of preparing for this game. And Brian's done a solid job in his second year. Last year, they went from 10 wins the year prior to 24 wins, the most of anybody in D1. And Brian would have had an even better year this year than the 8-8 they have. They lost their best player, all-conference player, freshman of the year, a kid named Alexis Yetna. Yetna led the conference in rebounding offensively and defensively, and other than Wiseman coming into the league, he'd been the best rebounder in the league. I mean, and there's no Wiseman now. But you lose a player like that when you're building a program, that's a major loss. But they battle. They got good guard play. The kid Rideau and the kid Collins. Collins led the nation last year in free throw attempts, attacks the rim all the time off the bounce. So I'm looking forward to seeing them and seeing a team that's trying to build some interest in it. Played against Memphis, who's trying to come off a 2-game losing streak. You know, right now, young kids getting a little humbled, get a little taste of what it's like They now have to battle back from a little adversity. So they get beat by Georgia, and then they get beat by Wichita State. Two good teams. I mean, Wichita State special. I don't think people give enough credit to the AAC. I think that conference, when you look at teams in that league, and you look at, for example, the Cincinnatis and the Houstons and the Wichita States and the Memphis, and you got Connecticut who'll be going out next year to the Big East, but you got some teams in that league, Temple, SMU. Nobody talks SMU, and they got a good basketball. I think they lost 2 games, only 2 so far. You know, the one thing about Brian Gregory's club, they've lost a lot of close games, including one where they had like a 5-point lead with 3 minutes to go against Florida State, who really impressed the heck out of me recently. So again, college basketball, you never know. Got to play the games. But tonight, 2 games to really follow closely. Butler at Providence and Maryland at Iowa. Yes, college hoops, man. Love it. I love it. What's there not to love? You love the competition, the people competing. I can't wait to see these new kids in terms of Collins and Rideau. It's great. Last time I was there twice to South Florida to do games in my 40 years. I was there for a game when Louisville came in with Rick Pitino and company. I did a game then against South Florida years ago, and I did the very first game, big game, in the Sun Dome. They opened up in '79, I believe. Somebody can check it out for me, but I believe it was definitely a game. I know I did the game, and I believe it was the first game. And it was the opening of the Sun Dome, and they played a school that has a pretty good reputation in basketball. Not bad at all. Pretty good track record. They spell it D-U-K-E, Duke. Duke, South Florida. And I believe a vital part in making that game happen was the late, great George Steinbrenner. Oh, well, that's the end for me today. So, again, follow me on this. I love doing this, by the way. I mean, are you kidding? The podbean.com. Follow me on it. Take care. You're awesome, baby. I love you, fans.